Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating throughout history. Tonight, we're going to pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed inside a live studio audience.
It's so warm in here. Warm and receptive to our stupid ideas, usually. Sometimes.
I want to defend that Cody once described me as a person who has both good ideas and bad, but I revel in the worst of them. I think most of the ideas proposed on this podcast are good ones.
I would agree with that. In fact, I believe the Charlotte Observer had some glowing words for our last effort, Mark, if you'd like to read out that review.
Yes, this is the Charlotte Observer's review of From the Ashes, our interpretation of Cinderella. Quote, "As a picture that celebrates one of the greatest archetypes in literature, while freshening countless familiar details, I doubt it can be bettered." A 10 out of 10 from the Charlotte Observer.
Nailed it.
That ain't half bad.
Also, that poor woman named Charlotte, who has an entire newspaper dedicated to observing her every aspect of day-to-day life.
See, these are the ideas that you both insist on reveling in, and have made me consider both divorce and other crimes.
Divorce isn't a crime.
Yet.
Oh yeah, we're in the worst timeline.
Hey Bill, what's on the spinning circle of stories?
Today, on the Spinning Circle of Stories, we have the Snow Queen, King Midas, the Bremen Town Musicians, Beowulf, the Boy Who Likes Clowns, in real time, Ichabod Crane, the Brave Little Tailor, and the Iliad. Shall we give it a spin?
That's what it's there for.
Would you look at that? Mark, it's the Bremen Town Musicians.
Oh, okay, neat. So I need to tell this story as best I can remember it without Googling. So, the Bremen Town Musicians, I think it's a German fairy tale or folk tale about, like, once upon a time, because that's how all those stories start. Once upon a time, there was, like, a chicken or a rooster and a cat and a dog or a pig or something and a donkey. And they were really loud animals. And they decided, hey, we sound really good together, so we should form a band and go to the town of Bremen in Germany, which is famous for its musicians. So they all kind of pile up onto a stack on the donkey and start heading towards Bremen, making all of their noises and thinking that they're making beautiful music. They get to a house where I think the house is being, like, burgled by burglars. And when they see this house, they think, oh, this must be where the musicians go. Let's go sing for the people in the house. And so they go to the house, and standing outside, they start making all their noises. And the people burgling the house are, like, terrified. There's some kind of scary monster making scary monster noises outside. Let's go out the back and run away. And then the animals move into the house and continue making their music. The end. Now, this is an old fairy tale, and one that I admit to not knowing well. I kind of just looked it up in a book before recording and thought, I recognize that title. I kind of know the story, and have seen pictures of the animal stack. So, Cody, you were reading the Wikipedia. What all did I miss?
So, you know how I didn't have friends as a child? This is actually one of the stories that was in a fairy tale book that I had with illustrations as a kid. So I'm pretty familiar with the story. You just about nailed it. Essentially, it's a donkey, a dog, a cat, and a rooster, all past their prime years and respective usefulness on their farms, are discarded by their masters. And so they hang out together, and they attempt to go to Bremen, but they never make it. There's different versions of the ending where sometimes the robbers are also other animals. For example, a brown bear, a lion, and a gray wolf, all animals featured on heralds. This isn't about being poor or anything. And then there are other versions where the robbers actually steal the farm that these animals are all from. And so by kicking out the robbers, they get it back and get their livelihoods back.
So you mentioned an animal there, Cody.
I did.
You mentioned a wolf, Cody.
No!
Yeah, I'm kind of with Cody on this one. I'm not super into the idea of doing another BB Wolf Pig Party joint.
Okay. I had to throw it out. We're talking animal protagonists. I was like, all right, in that universe, in that style, a biopic of the Beatles, but it's these animals.
No, the point is that they're terrible musicians.
And that would be a great bit.
So, one thought that's kind of occurring to me now is if we kind of abandon the idea of them being animals and instead focus more on them being past their prime and bad musicians that don't recognize that they're bad musicians. I'm almost seeing this as, it's got to be a comedy, right? I mean, the way this story is kind of laid out, this has to be a comedy.
Some sort of bar cover band that's covering a band that's even older and more out of favor than they are.
Like, I almost want to go a Spinal Tap route about it. Or like Fear of a Black Hat, one of those, the Ruddles.
Yeah, something like that, except I'm not saying that we do Don Quixote. I'm saying we have an idea like Don Quixote, where these people think that they're way better musicians than they are. I'm picturing a group of kind of old people who are retired and have started learning to play music, and they think they're really good. So they decide one day, we're just going to go on tour without even telling anybody. They just abandon their families to pile into a van and drive off to God knows where, while they think they're going on tour. Is this sparking anything?
Yeah. I want a connective tissue between the guys. I don't want them to all be strangers either. And I'm thinking, are we settled on like a mockumentary style, or do we want to do like a straight narrative? Mostly because I have an idea for a joke if we do mockumentary.
I'm thinking not straight mockumentary, because they're not like good enough to have like an actual documentary filming them.
Oh.
But like a self-produced.
Have you heard of a movie called American Movie?
No.
It's a documentary about a dude making a movie, and he is not good enough to be making movies, but the documentary about him is very good. So the quality of there. But what I was thinking, if we did mockumentary, was have them like to camera hyping up themselves and how good they used to be. Like they were in a band in high school and then went separate ways in college, and now they're reforming the band as they're about to retire. And having them show pictures of like it looks like they're rocking out on a big stage, and then later we see the full like scene, and there's just like their mom in the crowd. No one's actually there to see them play, but it looks better in still photos. You know
I
what
have a thought.
Okay.
That ties into that. What if they all get back together and get the idea of getting the band back because they're all in physical therapy?
Like together?
Like, they all have variously gotten some sort of injury, and so that's how they run into each other again. Or maybe it's even only two. It's like the guitarist and the drummer are both in physical therapy and see each other, and that's the link that gets them to reach out to the old group.
Okay. I guess we should first kind of pin down, how old are they?
60s?
I would say like mid-60s, like old enough to be retired, but young enough to still enjoy it and do things.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all like, the 60s almost feels too old.
Okay.
But like 50s would be 50s to 60s. And I don't think maybe one's retired because he actually like worked a full career and is retired. One stopped working because of a disability, maybe. Maybe one like got rich when he was young and has been retired for years. And maybe he's the one funding it. And fourth guy maybe like recently divorced and works from home, so he's still working on the road, something like that.
Okay.
I feel like there's a joke there about one of them being the quote-unquote baby, and he's really just like 3 years younger than the rest of them, like he was a freshman while they were seniors or something.
Yeah, and they all know each other from the same town, either high school, college, or...
Yeah.
something.
I want to say they played in a band together in high school, but in college they went their separate ways, and none of them even continued playing music.
Yeah.
But now they're getting back together. Like, we got to get the band back together. Not to pull directly from the Blues Brothers, but like, this is divinely inspired, man. I think God is telling us we got to go on tour.
I think that impetus needs to come from the wealthy guy. Because if you spent a life of extravagant wealth and you get to that age and you don't have the energy to party anymore, or you just like don't find any fulfillment in, that lifestyle, then yeah, you call up your old buddies and you fund this stupid tour idea to go out and start up the band again. So I think the impetus comes from him.
I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page on the Bremen story, and I've seen this, so now I need to say it out loud. One of the variants on this story is an American story called The Dog, the Cat, the Ass, and the Cock. Now, we're all mature adults who never giggle at names for donkeys and roosters. But I feel like the dog, the cat, the ass, and the cock, we need to have that in there somewhere. Like that phrase.
Is that the name of a bar that they play in?
I was thinking if that could be like their hypothetical album.
Oh, that could work. Because I'm trying to figure out these 4 like archetypal men, which of those animals fits with each. And I'm thinking the divorced guy is the ass, and the rich guy is the cock.
The guy that is still working should be the dog.
That's the divorced guy.
Oh.
Because I was thinking the guy who actually worked a full career and retired and is living off his 401k and Social Security is the dog.
Okay. So that would leave then
the guy who's got... We still need to figure out, like, disability or like, there was a workplace accident and he's basically fine. Like, he lost 2 toes, but he's living off the claims from that. And then Cat would be like, cats have 9 lives.
Yeah, that works.
So I think the next thing for us to do is the bones.
Yeah.
Which we've already started on. They all meet after playing in a band in high school and then living full lives. Which 2 are the ones in therapy that meet?
Are we still keeping that? I was thinking like he just reaches out through Facebook or something. The cock.
You're trying to make this like the Nut Man, and I'm not going to let you.
I think we need to have 2 of them meet in person and get the idea to start the band back up. And then they reach the others through Facebook.
Alright. I'm trying to think who of these 2 characters would run into each other at the local dive. And it's the rich guy trying to find meaning in his life and the divorced dad.
Okay, so the rich guy is the ass.
It's the cock.
Is the cock. And the divorced dad is the ass. Okay. Yeah. So those 2 meet in the local dive, get the idea to start the band back up, reach out. The band gets back together, and I'm going very quick because I just want to get the bones before we can come back. I feel like there needs to be a small obstacle to them getting back together that is pretty easily overcome or sidestepped.
I would say family stuff with the dog, the retiree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's got, wife and 2 kids, probably a kid about to go into college.
The last kid is about to go into has just gone on to college.
So we're getting a little bit of the empty nest.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking then there'd be nothing to hold him there. I'm thinking he's the character who would have something to, like a reason to stay. The kid's senior year of high school or something. And doesn't want to miss,
that's
milestones
a good point.
or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like he would be, I'm just going to call them by their animal names at this point. The dog would be the one with a family, like a good family life. Because the cock never settled down. The ass is divorced, so he's got an ex-wife and maybe a kid that doesn't respect him. And then the cat's probably also single. And I think his character should be accident-prone.
But, in the comic sense, where, stuff happens, and then he just kind of, stands up and is fine.
Yeah, play off the cat has 9 lives.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. He'll tell stories on tour of crazy workplace accidents that affected him, but none of them are the accident in which he lost his toes. and got to retire early.
He's like the Spinal Tap drummer, except he survives every time.
Yeah, except I don't have him on drums. I have the divorced dad on drums. But I can easily switch that.
No, I'm not saying that he has to be the drummer. I'm just saying that this is a similar parallel.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Part of me was thinking in the beginning that I don't want them to play, like, normal instruments, or at least what you'd consider normal rock band instruments.
Okay. Yeah, we could play around with that. I just took notes.
Like, I know that it's not always feasible. Like, I know that there's a reason that a normal band is, like, 2 guitars, a singer, and a drummer. But if we could have, like, a tromboner... I'm not saying they have to be a ska band, but, like, now that I've said that...
Every time we see a song, the guy whose vocals, who I currently have as the rich guy, the cock, he has a solo in the middle of each song in a different random instrument. So he pulls a trumpet out from behind the thing and starts, like, doot-dooting. Or pulls an accordion out in the middle of a song. Tries the harmonica. Bagpipes. Just... because he's loaded and he buys all these instruments and doesn't think that he has to learn how to play them.
I think instead of him playing them, I want to say it's like the cat or the dog, who every time is just playing something different.
I'm
like,
okay
the cock doesn't have the head space to figure out different things. I just sing the words.
The cock also, whether or not this is true, thinks he's the most attractive.
Yeah.
He has a shitty blonde pompadour when they're on stage.
He comes out in flamboyant outfits a la glam rock, and no one else does.
He's, like, very Elvis.
That or he mixes it up based on the song they're doing. So one, he's dressed like Elvis, one, he's dressed like Guar.
Bowie. Elton.
Yeah. He wants to do Prince, and then when he brings out the shoe polish, they stop him.
I think that can be another example of, like, why they're such a bad band, is because he does this between every song. So there's, like, 5 to 10 minutes while he changes costumes between each song.
So they get the band back together. There's some obstacle, the family for the dog, and I guess it's work for the ass.
Yeah.
And those problems are easily overcome, and we can come back to specifics. They go on tour, and we can have some of their issues while they're on tour. But what I'm most interested in is the Bremen Town Musicians almost feels like a heist near the end, with the robbers and these idiots foiling them unintentionally with their bad music.
What if they somehow get signed up to open for a bigger band, and they do such a terrible job that the other band just, like, doesn't even come on stage? So they think they're the headliner.
I think that would be an interesting bit on, like, one of the venues as they're touring.
Okay.
But I think, like, the main late Act 2, Act 3 should be, like, yeah, they foil a heist with bad music. And I'm trying to think where we can stick a band of old people where they use rock and roll to solve the problem of a crime being committed. Oh, here's an idea. No venue will take them because their reviews have been poor. And they're convinced that it's just the venue's fault. They just don't know what real good music is. We'll show the world what real good music is. Who's the best band ever? The Beatles. What did they do? A rooftop concert. So they decide to do a rooftop concert on the roof of a bank. And they go in overnight to set up. That's when the bank gets robbed.
They don't even realize it's a bank. It just happened to be the tallest, flattest roof available.
No, it's the bank where the divorced dad works.
Okay. So they're doing this in their hometown.
Well, they go back to the hometown,
Okay.
Or maybe it's maybe he works for, like,
no, yeah,
Bank of America.
It's their triumphant homecoming.
Yeah.
One thought that just occurred to me that I think can do a lot of heavy lifting. The cock should have, like, a personal assistant who's the one who makes the actual deals happen. A la, have you ever seen Darjeeling Limited? He asked, knowing full well that Bill has. Owen Wilson's secretary with alopecia.
Yeah.
Someone like that.
For an example that more than 17 people have watched, Pepper Potts.
Who's that?
Sure.
I said more than 17, I didn't say you.
Well, yeah, I've never seen any movies.
We know. I like the idea of him having a PA.
And the PA is, like, genuinely extremely good. Talented, capable. It took a miracle, but I got you this venue at... And they don't realize how good they have it with this guy. Cock thinks he's the one who did it. So they foil a bank robbery, and that's kind of the climax of the story. And I guess we can figure out the denouement later, because we can now go back to the beginning and start piecing together the movie. Unless there's more bones we need to set up.
No, the bones, the spine and ribs as I have them right now. Played band in high school, now they're retirement age. The cock and the ass meet, get the band back together. The dog is reluctant because of family things, but gets over that. They go on tour, they have issues at venues. Shows aren't good. Eventually, no venue will let them play, so they do their big homecoming rooftop show. And then they go into the ass's bank overnight to set up the show. Meanwhile, the bank starts getting robbed, and then they bumble shit the robbery away.
I'm thinking that they don't go in to set up, but while the robbers are robbing, like, in the dead of night, they just start performing. And they're the ones that set off the alarm. So when the cops come, they think it's part of the audience.
Yeah, they think the cops are the audience.
Yeah, they don't even realize that there's a robbery. And hey, they arrested the Beatles too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Unrelated, but I've never seen any movies. I love the bit in that... Remember that absurdly long mini-series on that concert on Disney Plus a couple years ago?
Yes, I do. I, in fact, have the companion book twice.
The scene from that where the cops show up at Abbey Road and the doorman's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do, to tangent briefly, I love how they did the rooftop concert in that, because they just mosaiced in and did the whole concert start to finish in real time and just focused on different camera angles at different moments to tell the story of what was happening outside of the concert itself while the concert is happening. I loved that so much.
That sounds really cool. I should watch it sometime.
You should.
So, let's go back to the beginning. What's the introduction and credits? I have this picture in my head, and I'm not sure how we can make it happen. The intro is kind of cutting back and forth between the end and the beginning, in a way that we don't fully understand, of very quick photo flashes of, like, them getting mugshots taken as old people, and not acting like they're mugshots, posing like rock and roll, doing the rock fingers, sticking out their tongues, and pictures of them when they're in high school in a band, doing the we're cool guys in a band. I'm not sure if this is making sense.
No, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to the idea I had was... So, before we go into the opening scene, I want to establish how we're going to do the music. Because we have bones, we don't have a lot of bones compared to what we've done in the past, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because we're going to have, like the Blues Brothers, like a Sing Street. We're going to have scenes where they're playing the music. Mm-hmm. And I think it would be fun to have those scenes go back and forth between what they're hearing in their heads and what the audience is hearing.
Yes.
So we don't kill our audience with shitty music for an hour and a half. So we have scenes where they're rocking out on stage and they're like, doing the back-to-back thing where they're playing guitar and all that. And it sounds awesome. And then we cut out to the audience point of view and it's like, the cat's tripping over like a cable and the guitars are out of tune and the vocalist's like microphone's not plugged in all the way. Like, and then back to them like rocking out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Having a blast.
Yeah.
Having a blast. So with that in mind, the intro I'm thinking is high school them rocking out, having like a killer show, and we don't get the bad music yet. Not for the opening scene. And as the song progresses, that gets interspersed with a modern rock band like concert video. So we think that's them grown up. Like, like it kind of like montages into each other. And then at the end of the number, like the thank you, good night, and then we see the cock sitting on his couch in his lavish mansion with a big fucking TV, watching this, stars in his eyes going, that could have been us.
I like that. It's very, World's End.
Yeah. I feel like the themes of World's End it's about stuff. The themes of World's End are kind of in play here.
Yeah.
A lot. So as part of that, we can even do some of the stuff you said with like the mug shots and all that. But it could be the fictional band that he's watching and not our...
No, if instead of what I had said earlier, I want the mugshots thing to be at the end.
Okay.
I mean, they're there at a bank that's getting robbed. Like, they're gonna get arrested. And they're not gonna recognize, like, what's going on. So they're still thinking, like, this is part of our triumphant homecoming concert, and everybody loves us, and now they want to take our pictures.
And then our denouement scene is them rocking out in a prison, like the end of The Producers.
Like the end of the Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers. The Producers, they do a musical in jail, too.
They do, but they get out.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, like the end of the Blues Brothers, they rock out in jail, and we have that montage of them getting mug-shotted with the music and all that. And just like the opening scene, we don't hear bad music. It's still good.
Yeah. And maybe we go full Blues Brothers and put that over the end credits with, like, everybody from the movie dancing in Delusion Zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of open with them in high school being watched by... them in high school and then a real rock band being watched by Cock in his mansion and thinking that should be us. I just want to say behind the music, because that was a thought that I had. Like, he's not watching behind the music, but it's a very behind the music type thing that he's watching.
Yeah. Like, at the end of that, like, concert footage he sees, because that could have been us, and then, like, that British-ass voice, and that was the last we saw of the Flaming Hippos, one of the greatest rock bands of our age. They met in high school, toured for 45 years, ended on a bag, and retired wealthy. You know, very...
Instead of retired wealthy, I want them to just off screen and not well commented on. Performed for 45 years, earned a dozen diamond records, and the most prestigious award, the Grammy. Before they all died in a fiery plane wreck at the tender age of, and while it's trailing off, that could have been us.
He starts turning the volume down on the word died. So before they died of various alcohol and drug overdoses and one unfortunate plane crash.
Plane accident over a wildlife reserve. and I want to specify that he's not doing that out of, like, fear of mortality, because I don't think that's the direction I want us to go with this.
He just doesn't care anymore because he heard Diamond Records and Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so from here, the Cock, this is where he gets the idea, I'm going to get the band back together. I think instead of them meeting, like him chance meeting at a bar with the divorced guy, I think he sends the PA out to find everybody.
Okay, I think I want us to see the rest of them in their natural environments.
And that's what we're gonna see. Like at the end of this scene, he calls the PA over. It's clear this is 3 a.m, and the PA sleeps upstairs and comes down half asleep, groggy, after, like, the buzzer or whatever to summon him. And he hands him.
He calls him on the phone. He calls his PA on the phone, and at first you think he lives somewhere else.
He comes
get in here immediately. Yes.
He hands the PA a folded piece of paper. This is the most urgent assignment. I trust you'll have this done in time. Very vague about it. He opens the paper, looks up, looks back at the paper, folds it back up. All right, leaves. And then we get introduced to, I think we should go straight to the dog, our family man? Or do we want to do him last?
I think we want to do him last, because he's going to be the hard sell.
Right. So we go to our divorced guy. We go to our ass. And I still want him to be
He works at the bank, right?
He works at the bank.
See, I'm thinking it's as simple as he gets shoveled a shitload of work. Like, a big pile of papers just gets dumped on his desk, and we see that his he doesn't get no respect at the bank. And after work, he goes to the bar where he's approached by the PA.
Yeah. To set the character as well, he has a framed family picture on the desk, but his wife's head has been ripped off. So you see her body still there, and his daughter is, like, on his other arm, but, like, the wife's head has been removed, just to establish that dynamic. As soon as, like, we see the papers getting dumped on his desk, he looks up at the clock, 4:45. as soon as it hits 5, he's out the door, like, mid-sentence in an email or something. Goes to the bar, and that's when the PA shows up. And I don't think we, the audience, need to know what's happening just yet.
I think the note that the cock gives the PA, he hands him both a note and a yearbook.
Yeah, I like that.
And at least for this first one, I'm almost picturing him like, what's his name, in those movies I didn't see. Like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I was thinking more like John Cleese in Rat Race.
Which I didn't see.
Where this leads to are 3 people, like, showing up at a... Well, it's going to be 2 people at first. Showing up at a random location, seeing each other and going, oh, hey, you're here. I haven't seen you in ages. What the fuck's going on? I don't know, I just got the thing. And then it's like, gentlemen, you're curious why I brought you all here, you know? He tries to do a grand fucking thing like that. But okay, so anyway, the ass goes to the bar, PA walks in, maybe slips him a card, and says, if you need to do something, if you want to make some changes in your life, come here Thursday at 8. Come to this address Thursday at 8. Yeah, I'll be there. That easy with him.
I think it would be funny if it's just like the card gets dropped in the drink. Like he's trying to hand it over, like, all cool, like, and then the bartender just, like, puts the drink out and the card just goes in it. He's like, okay.
Yeah. But I think he's that easy to get on board. Next.
See, I'm thinking I'm thinking of a joke, and I don't know if I like it or not. That at first he confuses what the PA is offering him with, like, an escort service.
Is the PA male or female? He's male in my head. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a very dick-heavy movie.
Yeah.
Giggity.
Cody, one of the characters is named the Cock.
I'm aware.
Okay, so I have an idea for the cat. He's getting a disability check, some sort of, like, workers' comp from the accident that cost him his toes. But we live in this economy. He's driving Uber, and the PA gets in his Uber. And to show that he's accident-prone, he gets in a car accident. But not, like, with other people, like with one of the, like, yellow, like, bollards in front of the Target.
Or a bunch of garbage cans.
Yeah, something like, not life-changing, just embarrassing, while the PA's in the car. And the PA goes, I think I can help you with your general situation. Hands him the card. He's like, no. I already got an accident lawyer on retainer. It's fine. No, this isn't that. Come to this place Thursday at 8. I think your life will change for the better. And he takes the card, looks at it, and we see him, like, mull it over a little bit. And then we go to our dog, who's going to be the most level-headed of the crew. For the World's End metaphor, he's going to be the Nick Frost.
Yes.
And I think we need to see him really enjoying his retirement. Like, wakes up in the morning next to a beautiful wife, goes downstairs, puts on, like, the radio with some nice, like, classical music or something.
Easy listening.
He puts on a frilly apron and makes a big stack of pancakes.
Makes fucking breakfast. Fresh squeezed some orange juice. Brings his wife some breakfast in bed. Daughter comes down the stairs. Sits down at the breakfast table, enjoys some pancakes. Honey, ready for school today? Yep. Just one more week of finals and then I graduate. Or one more week till finals, then graduation.
No, like she doesn't eat the breakfast. It's that movie thing of, there's a whole spread in front of her. She takes, like, a slice of bread and says, I don't have time. I need to get to school. Finals are soon. And, I'm graduating. I need to be at graduation practice in, like, 10 minutes. So she takes, like, a piece of bread and in the mouth as she's going out the door.
Yeah. Enjoy enjoy your second day of retirement, Dad, or something like that. Like, really, like, establish this is new when he's enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you'll have time today with nothing else to do to eat all those pancakes. I'll see you when I get home.
And as she walks out, the PA is there about to knock.
Mm-hmm.
Dog doesn't even hear him out. He says no thank you and goes to close the door. The PA sticks his foot in so the door doesn't close. He opens it and says, look, we already get the paper. I'm satisfied with my religion. I'm not buying whatever you're selling. No thank you, please leave. What do we think about that?
I like it. I like it because I think we need to have this, like, hiccup. We need to have this speed bump to really establish his character.
So we needed the obstacle for the overall group What if it is that the dog doesn't show up and the cock and the other two are the ones that show up later in person and are like, hey.
Maybe what if the other three show up at his house, like after the other two have agreed, the three of them show up at the dog's house on the front lawn with their instruments and perform something.
I want him to show up late to the meeting on Thursday. So if this is, let's say this is Monday, when everyone's getting it, or I guess for him it would be Tuesday morning, I want to see how the cock pushes. Like, what does the cock say to get him going along with it? And it would be through the PA, but how does he get them? And we've got, in the time of the film, 2 days to get him on board. You know what I'm saying? So we stick with the dog for a bit. And maybe that's all that happens on Tuesday. And then Wednesday morning, the PA is back. And is more forceful. Like, my boss is very adamant that you come to this meeting tomorrow afternoon. Look, I'm not trying to join your cult. I just retired. I'm trying to enjoy my newfound freedom. Oh, you'll have plenty of time to enjoy your freedom. You just got to come on Thursday and hear him out. Like, you know, like, get more forceful with it. And then he comes back on Thursday morning and maybe references the original band. Like, third time the PA shows up. You haven't even told me what this meeting is about. I'm not going to go unless I know something. I'm not going to sacrifice all the hard work I put in over 40 years of work that I'm finally getting to enjoy unless you tell me what's going on. And then he says something like, oh, the rest of the Minutemen will be very upset if you're not there. He's like, oh, the Minutemen? Wait, what? And he goes into his basement, pulls out his dusty old bass guitar that he hasn't touched in decades.
Nah, he pulls out his yearbook. And we see that it's the same yearbook.
Yeah, yearbook first, for sure. And maybe, like, he flips to his page.
Like after he flips to the page with the Minuteman, he just kind of looks over to a dusty bass in the corner. And that's all we get in that scene.
Yeah. I want him to, like, look up, like, his actual picture in the yearbook first. Like, he starts reminiscing, and he finds his wife. They've been together that whole time. Her name is Yoko. His name is John. And they're a perfect relation. No, I'm just kidding. But then he flips...
I still haven't forgiven John for breaking up Fluxus.
What a bastard. And then he flips to the back of, like, the groups and activities and stuff, and sees a grainy picture of them on stage at, like, the...
Prom.
No,
they
not even
prom.
They did not perform prom. They did, like, the winter social. They got a real band for prom. or not even that. Like, maybe it was just, like, the talent contest or something like that. But there's a picture of the four of them on stage.
Battle of the Bands, 6th runner-up.
That gets revealed later. It just says, like, Battle of the Bands.
It's just the Minutemen performing at the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
And just so we have a reason for their picture being in the yearbook and not the winner, every other band featured somebody from a different school. So they're just the only one that was all that school. Okay.
Well, I think because this is a comedy, we don't necessarily need to explain it.
Yeah, just
I think that's just the joke.
Yeah.
Pictured here, the Minutemen at the Battle of the Bands. Not pictured, a good band.
The opposite page, which is out of focus slightly on the other side of the screen, is like Battle of the Bands finalists, and it's the top 5 and they're not listed.
Yes.
Keep it subtle early on.
Yeah.
This is still going to be a reveal that they're shit.
So then I guess we cut to Thursday night in the ass and the cat showing up in... I'm picturing this being like a warehouse.
I want this to be the Cox Mansion.
I don't want it to be that.
Okay.
Because I want it to be a little bit more mysterious.
Okay, like, warehouse on the docks.
Like the kind of thing you would use as, again, to go back to that Beatles thing, their rehearsal space.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But it starts out looking ominous because they don't really know what they're here for.
Yeah, so we see the cat pull in his fucked up Uber car. He looks at the address on the thing, looks at the number on the building, looks around like, can this be right? And then, like, what do divorced guys drive? A Dodge Charger rolls in. But, like,
I was going to say a PT Cruiser.
Not a current Dodge Charger, like a 2005 Dodge Charger rolls in, and there's the ass, and they both get out of the car, recognize each other. Oh, fuck, you're here. What's going on? I haven't seen you in 30 years. Well, shall we go inside?
Did you get a card from that little guy too? What do you think this is about?
Well, let's find out. If you're here, it can't be that bad. How have you been? How's the wife? Well, don't mention her around me. How's your feet? You still playing soccer? Well...
When they go in, at first it's dark and ominous. And then I want to say a spotlight turns on. And in the spotlight, there's like a guitar and a drum kit.
Mm-hmm.
And at first they're, what is this? And then a kind of distorted, almost jigsaw-like voice. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming on such short notice. I have one question for you. One all-important, life-changing question. Are you ready to... And then he starts yelling rock as all the lights turn on, and Cock is there on a stage. But as he says rock, he, falls off it. Oh,
no, feedback. Ow. He starts, screaming, like 80s metal, rah! But, it just causes feedback. And the PA's up in the booth, adjusting the mixers to kill the feedback. To add to that...
I think, just another thought that I had, when he yells rock, the lights turn on, but it's just like the fluorescent lights. And you can see that there's a couple of pyro, like smudge pots on the stage. They don't go off.
It's just sad sparklers. There's a forklift in the corner and some old racks.
None of the pyrotechnics go off. And he's like, rock! Rock! And he stomps on a thing. And then stomps 3 more times. And those were supposed to... And this is when they go off.
I kind of want them to be like the barbed wire
pyro. The sad exploding barbed wire deathmatch at AEW that one time.
Yes.
To add to that, though, at the beginning of a speech, so they walk in, there's no light on in the warehouse. Gentlemen, I think you're wondering why I brought you here today. 45 years ago, you two were part of something that could have changed the world. A rock band was formed at East Valley High that should have changed music as we know it. And that's when, the light comes on onto the guitar and the drums. And he tells, a brief history of the band, or at least how it is in his head. Haven't you ever wondered what could have been? Well, all you have to do now is ask yourself. Are you ready?
See, I think I prefer I want it to be scary before the scariness falls away immediately and it's pathetic. Okay. That's why I want it kind of jigsaw.
Okay.
Like, oh shit, did we just come to a murder warehouse?
I guess we don't need more exposition. It's there with the yearbook and everything. No, you're right. You convinced me.
And maybe after the pyrotechnics do finally go off and scare the shit out of Cock, that's a sentence I just said, we can kind of cut to them just sitting like normal in folding chairs in front of the stage, talking this part out. So some of that, what you just said, some of that exposition we can get, why are you acting so weird, man? You should have just called.
I kind of want, after, the patheticness happens, the divorced dad to see the drum kit and be like, yo, this is the exact drum kit that my favorite band played in high school. And he goes, sits behind the drums, and the guitar is like, oh, fuck, the cat's like, this is the guitar I always wanted to play. This is my dream to own one of these. And then we get to, as he's, putting on the guitar and he's sitting at the drum kit, this is when the Cock is explaining, I think it's time we get the band back together. 45 years ago, we could have been great, and then you went off to college, you went off to trade school, I started my company, which I sold for $1.2 billion. Yeah, we know. We read the Forbes. You sent it to us. Yeah. And then after a couple minutes...
Yeah, I remember when you sent that Forbes magazine to us.
And then after a few minutes, someone looks over and sees, the untouched bass on the edge of the rehearsal stage. Where's the dog?
I think they should start with jamming.
They should start wanting to jam, because what I want to do is have someone recognize, oh, he's not here. Well, we tried to get him here, but he just wouldn't make it or something like the cock is about to explain or the PA is about to explain how he tried, and then he walks in with his old dusty bass.
See, I'm thinking they start jamming and they sound really good. And then we cut to outside, like a Toyota Corolla pulling up, and it sounds like shit from outside. And Dog gets out with his dusty bass.
Okay, I like that. And then he walks in, their faces light up as he plugs his bass into an amp, and like the sound fills with the bass and stuff, and they're jamming again. And then as we leave the scene, we cut back to outside the warehouse as like the PA's having a smoke or something, and we hear how shit it still sounds.
Yes.
The cock absolutely bought a tour bus.
Van. Because, like, a bus is too mainstream. A bus is too sellout.
What, you couldn't afford a bus? No, I could. But that's too mainstream. We gotta do this real.
I don't want people to think I sold out.
So they're sleeping in dingy motels and playing dive bars.
And I think after he says, and maybe this can be a running gag that he says that a few times throughout the movie, and every time it does, it cuts to him like on a different magazine.
He just appears on various rich people magazines throughout. Like, he's on People, he's on Forbes, he's on Variety, he's on all these magazines, and all the fucking shit hotels they're staying in.
That's only a quick cut every time he says, I don't want people to think I sold out. Forbes.
Everyone knows who he is. He's incredibly famous for being wealthy.
That's how they get, like, the decent gigs they get at first, is his name, and then they realize, like, this guy's insane.
The first gig is, like, one of the big LA venues. So, like, let's just say they're in, like, Central California or something. Or up, like, Bay Area or something like that. So their first tour gig's at, like, the fucking Whiskey, or the Viper Room, or, like, the Troubadour. One of, like, the big, like, Sunset Strip.
I feel like it should be
clubs.
It should be like the Troubadour, because we're trying to do... It should be like something that a slightly out-of-touch person would think is cool. And, like, it is cool, but not that way.
It meant a lot more in the 80s.
Yes.
Like the Stone Pony in New Jersey, if we started them on the East Coast. It's not quite the same thing now as it once was. Like, Bruce isn't popping in anymore, but...
Yes. Because I kind of want the story to be like, they're a little bit out of touch, too.
So when they arrive at the venue for their first gig, on the marquee it says the cock, well, not the cock, but whatever we name him, the cock and his Minutemen or something like that. And someone points out, like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, no, we haven't played in 40 years. It was the only way I was getting the venue was to put my name on it.
No, he's so delusional. He is with them. Like, what the fuck? To the venue manager, it's just supposed to be the Minutemen. Because even he doesn't realize that, like, it was the PA that set it up.
Yeah, it was the PA that, like, the only way he was getting... And maybe the PA can even explain it. Like, the only way I was getting the venue was to put your name on it. They weren't selling tickets unless there was a recognizable name on the marquee. And no one knows who the fucking Minutemen are.
I was going to say, what if they did the Minutemen featuring whatever his name is?
No, I'd like it to be way more...
Josie and the Pussycats.
Because we can, like, through the second act, have, like, some dissension start to build where they think he's trying to become, like, even more famous than he already is. And he's like, no, actually, I just want to be in a band.
They think he's gonna go and do a solo act.
Yeah, they think he's gonna bail. He's using them as a jumping off point for his solo career. But it's really just because he's a recognizable face and name already. So they play the Troubadour.
I know we had the thing earlier where it's like we hear the music being shitty outside. I kind of don't want that to happen yet. I want it to be a reveal at the Troubadour that they're shit. Like, I want us to kind of build hope in the audience that they might actually be kind of good, and then we hear them perform live and they're dog shit.
I think we could do it really subtly, where the audience can't tell if they're bad or if it's just so muffled because we're outside.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they go to the Troubadour, they kick into their first number, everything sounds awesome to the audience. And when the camera is on stage, at their perspective, everything sounds good. And when the camera pans out, the audience is, like, full and jumping and into it. And then when the camera is in the audience, it's just people standing around with their drinks like, what the fuck is this? This sounds like ass. And, like, halfway through the first song, somebody just, like, chucks a can of Tecate at the cock and hits him right in the face.
I want that to happen. I don't want that to happen yet. I think the audience should just be, like, confused.
Okay.
Because I want it to escalate, and a venue like the Trube, you'd immediately get kicked out for throwing shit. That's not gonna happen in bumfuck nowhere, Oklahoma, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And I want the delusion to stay.
Okay, so we see them play the gig, we learn their shit, the audience looks confused. After the gig, when the headliner's up on stage, they're at the merch table, and no one comes out for the merch. And the way they rationalize it is, I mean, they're so good. I also want to be in there and watch them play. But maybe they'll come out after the show, and then no one buys merch.
I also want them to have purchased a comical amount of merch. Like, just an absurd, like, thousands of t-shirts.
So we can have a bit that, like, every time they get to a venue, because I think the next chunk of this is going to be more montage of them doing gigs. And every time they get to a venue, they have to unload all of the boxes of merch, and then at the end of the show, reload all of the boxes of merch because they've sold nothing.
The PA does that. The treatment will be right back after these messages.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And now back to The Treatment, a podcast about stories.
Alright, so before we continue with our montage of venue shenanigans, what kind of music are they playing?
So I was thinking that everything they do should be like, I think maybe in universe what they're doing is original music, but from our universe they're all covers, but they can't be like huge covers, like not big, they're not doing fucking Beatles covers,
So I have a band in mind for this.
Oh?
Cheeseburger.
Fuck, I love Cheeseburger.
I know you love Cheeseburger, and you refer to them as butt rock, and I think that's perfect.
So, some other things I was going to throw out. I think that my thought was that they would play, like, from a variety of different things, which also can be why the dog plays different instruments. So okay. I love Cheeseburger. I was thinking the Beats.
Oh, from Doug?
Yeah, like Shout Your Lungs Out.
Limousine.
I would feel bad if Limousine. I was thinking of like They Might Be Giants.
Ooh. Actually getting They Might Be Giants to write original music for this would be fucking awesome.
At least one song, and they fucking would.
They absolutely would.
They wrote a song for the SpongeBob musical. They would.
Flans knows me. He liked my comment on TikTok the other day. He'll do it.
He did. I'm so proud of you for that.
Some sex bomb in there. I think it would be funny if it's all covers of other fictional bands.
Or at least a lot of fictional bands.
Yeah.
Because, you already mentioned Cheeseburger. They Might Be Giants.
Limousine.
So after they do the Trube, what's next?
I think here we do a montage of tour shenanigans.
Increasingly smaller venues.
Yeah, so like, the next one would be something akin to, if they're starting to travel east, like the Glass House in Pomona would be another venue out in the desert. Maybe they do some like outdoor venue in the desert as part of like a festival.
Red Rocks.
Yeah, like when they get there, they get moved to earlier in the day, and they're playing at 11 a.m., and the gates opened at 10:45. Like, no one's even there.
No, it rains during their outdoor performance. So they have to play acoustic, and nobody can hear them.
I do think it would be funny if the people watching, though, one of them is like, yeah, man, you guys are great. And that gives them, like, a glowing review, so they don't realize how shitty it is.
I think at the outdoor music festival, where it rains and nobody can hear them, a good portion of the audience is on drugs, and unironically, that's their best show.
So one dude on drugs afterwards goes to the merch table And they're so excited somebody came, like, they start signing shit and offering discounts. He's like, hey, man, you guys were really great. No, I don't have any cash on me, but you guys were great. And he leaves. And the dude's buddy is like, bro, that was so mean. They believe you. But they don't hear that, obviously.
Yeah.
I think we should also include in this segment, the PA is doing their social media. So, like, we see him filming them and then posting, but we also see him reading and deleting the mean comments about how shit they are.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up with videos with 5 likes, 50 shares, and no comments, and they're not sure what's going on.
I'm thinking they go as far as Texas.
I was thinking Vegas is where they get turned away. But we could also do Austin, like South by Southwest or something turns them away.
See, I was thinking of like a massive stadium show, which they think is like the Beatles at Shea Stadium, like Elton John at Dodgers Stadium.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's just that they were like, you're here to sing the national anthem at like a AA ball game. So they show up all kitted out to do the whole thing, and it's just the national anthem before a game nobody's going to watch. But in their mind, it's Beatles at Dodger Stadium. Thank you.
This is where they get booed relentlessly, and someone throws nachos at them. Because if you're fucking up the anthem in Texas...
They try to make it rock.
They think they're Hendrix at Woodstock, but they're Roseanne at that basketball game.
This is where he tries to do Prince.
Backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just talk him out of it.
See, I'm thinking of that as a misdirection joke. He dresses up as Prince. He grabs the shoe polish, and like as he holds a can of shoe polish in his hands, he turns to the friends. Says, "Come on, guys, let's make this the greatest show we can." Cut to him, not in blackface, but with really shiny shoes.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking even if he's putting it on his pompadour, so he has like a black pompadour for this. Like
Okay.
They think we're setting up a blackface joke, but it's a.
So to end Act 2 here, they do their national anthem, and this is the first time the audience never hears the good version. It's all from the audience perspective, and it's all shit. So the crowd at this baseball game boos relentlessly. How do we get a minor league baseball mascot involved here? Maybe it's the mascot that tries to save it by throwing nachos at them, like mascots do. And this goes real viral. Like, it's on Sports Center and shit. And then all of their future engagements get canceled.
The mascot doesn't throw nachos at them. The mascot is like dancing in front of them to try to get the crowd into it, and Cock yells at him for ruining the integrity of their
He
performance.
gets in a fight with the mascot.
Yes!
Yes!
And then fans start throwing shit at them.
Yeah. And then, like, just... We see this happen as it's happening in the world of the film, and then... Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Tonight in a minor league ball game on the outskirts of Austin, Texas, a band called The Minutemen tried to play the national anthem. And then you see, like, hard cam footage, like, broadcast footage, and it's real embarrassing.
I think this is another point where we can kind of drive home the importance of his name. Because they could be like, the Minuteman with frontman famous guy.
Yeah, yeah. And they're watching this on the hotel TV.
He's doing the steak over the eye or the peas over the eye thing because the mascot beat the shit out of him.
The cat tried to fight multiple times. They can even point out on SportsCenter that, like, oh, their guitarist tried to fight, but tripped over a cable and broke his nose on the corner of the stage.
It's like a Rube Goldberg machine, and he, like, basically completely destroys the set that they're on.
The stage falls over, the illegal pyro, like, sets the infield on fire. It's like that, was it Cincinnati or Cleveland Major League Baseball had the burn disco night, and they had to cancel the second game of a doubleheader?
I like that you're asking me what was a sports thing.
It was rhetorical for the crowd.
Boo.
The only thing I know less than about movies is sports.
So yeah, our big emotional down point would be after this airs, and the band has some sort of argument. They're casting blame at each other for why things have gone so poorly. Blame gets thrown at the PA for not telling them that they were shit sooner.
We could, depending on if we wanted to, we could do an endurance humor section where the PA just starts reading the mean comments, and there's a really, really long mean comment. It's, like, absurdly long. There's no possible way it fits a character limit, and, like, the characters start remarking on it, like, what do you mean?
Wait, why didn't you tell us? Like, no one leaves mean comments on our videos. Oh, they do, I delete them. Oh yeah, name one mean comment. Wow, these guys are absolute shit. Okay, that's just one person. How about another one? This is the worst thing I've heard in years. Well, surely 2 people could be wrong, but 3. And then it's like, this is the worst band I've ever heard in my life. I would rather take the needle from a porcupine and stick it up my urethra than listen to 1 more minute of this band. I hope each member of this band gives each other herpes. Both oral and, like, just really get vulgar and gross with it.
I think there should be, like, a fade, and to them, like, still in the room, but, like, tired. Okay, so 106 people can be wrong. But surely...
Yeah.
This is the musical equivalent of the AIDS epidemic. You read that one? No, they posted it twice.
No, this happens to be the exact same comment from a different person.
And then they get a little upset that, like, our fans aren't that our fans are so unoriginal.
We could discount those 2 comments then, right? I mean, no originality. So we have the Dark Night of the Soul moment, right? So we have the band try to go their separate ways, but they're still in Austin. So the cat starts driving Uber, but he's using the van. And the divorced dad is drunk at the bar, drunk texting his ex-wife. And our family man is in the hotel, the dog is in the hotel, FaceTiming with his daughter. And, like, graduation is in 3 days. And he's like, don't worry, honey, I'm sure I'll be back. The tour is probably about to end.
She doesn't want him to come back because she's embarrassed that he was on Sports Center in that viral clip.
Oh. Do we want to have his daughter do that? Or do we want to have the divorced dad's daughter who doesn't respect him say that?
It hurts more if it's someone that respects you.
Okay.
I think it would be funny if the divorced dad's daughter actually reaches out and she's like, you actually have a pretty good right hook. Like, that could be, like, the turn.
I'm not mad at that, actually.
As part of the fight, the mascot punches on cock. Ass knocks the mascot's head off with that right hook. And that's when security gets involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to drag him off the mascot and he's choking out the guy in the suit. Okay, yeah. So, the cock, who's in the other side... All of their hotel rooms are always nice. Even though they're traveling in a shitty band and playing shitty venues, they're still staying in nice they're staying in suites. Right. So, the cock's in the other room of the suite with the PA. And he's hearing the conversation with the dog. And the PA says, look, man, I'm getting emails from all the other venues I had lining up. They're all canceling after tonight's debacle. We might as well call this off. And then he hears the dog say, well, I'm sure I'll be home in time for the graduation. And then he goes, homecoming show. Let's go back to Modesto and do a homecoming show.
Fucking Modesto.
Fuck it, why not? Or Sacramento, or, you know. And
just a couple of other thoughts. You had mentioned them staying in suites. Do they intentionally trash their suites? Because that's a rock and roll thing.
No, I think the cock does, but I think everyone else, like, Cat does, but it's not intentional. Cat just fucks, like, Cat breaks something in every room because it's the cat. The dog is, like, meticulous, like, folds the sheets and makes sure that they're, like, the corners are squared.
Someone brings it up after their first show at the Troubadour, when they're staying at, like, the fucking Westin or some shit, or the W, one of the nice hotels.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's like, we just did our first rock show. We trashed the place right now, right? Bro, I am 62 years old. I'm about to trash this bed. I'm going to bed. If you guys want to trash shit, keep it down. Like, because they're old men. They don't have the energy to do that shit. Okay, so they get the idea to do the homecoming show.
Just Cock does want to trash the room, but even then, his idea of trashing the room is still kind of lame. Like, he takes the garbage can and just shakes it so that everything in the trash can, but there's like a crumpled up paper cup. Then he throws the newspaper.
It's like 4 bottles of water because they all have to take their pills.
But he, like, shakes up the bottle of water and, like, unscrews it like it's gonna, like, spray everywhere, and then it doesn't, and he just squeezes the bottle and sprays it everywhere. And then as he's leaving, he leaves $500 in an envelope that just says sorry.
I do think the most serious damage should be from the cat, though, to tie into the accident prone, and he should, like...
Oh, yeah, he accidentally breaks something in every room.
What if he breaks a mirror in the first room?
Like, he trips through a TV.
Yes!
Like...
The cat has, planes, trains, and automobiles energy.
Oh,
I can't remember his name. Not Steve Martin.
John
it's
Candy.
Not Belushi. John Candy. I was like, it's not Belushi, and it's not Farley.
Yes.
It's the other funny fat guy.
The other dead funny fat guy. Yeah.
Jackie Gleason.
Okay, Grandpa.
Does the PA quit?
No.
I think he should, because that explains why the bank thing is such a debacle. But he should come back and bail them out.
Okay, yeah. He decides when he's like, the rest of this tour is canceled, all the venues bailed. And the cock says, I'm gonna do a homecoming show. And he's like, you know what? You do what you want to do. I'm taking my vacation. I will see you when I get back. And just leaves.
See, no, because this is kind of that Dark Night of the Soul moment in the movie, I feel like part of them thinking everything's terrible, they should blame on him. I mean, it can't be my fault. We're awesome. No, he doesn't get fired. He gets berated. And he's like, you know what? Take this job and shove it. I have arranged every performance. I've gotten every venue, every hotel room. I rented the fucking van, and this is the thanks I get. Take this job and shove it. I have a master's from
Yale.
I have accommodated every inane and insane request you old men could possibly think of. I found a flavor of Tums that has been retired for 5 years because it was the only one that you could stomach.
But then later, when the bank job, he comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to come back. Because he's the only family that the cock has and vice versa.
Yeah.
So the PA fucks off. The next morning, they're all together again in the hotel because it's the only place they can stay. Alright, what are we gonna do? And then the cock says, I have an idea. I don't think we should have toured so soon. So I told the PA to go do some things for me. And I've canceled all the rest of our dates on this tour. We're gonna do a homecoming show.
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yes. And then the ass says, but where will we perform?
I think that the details of the homecoming show are something that they hash out together on the drive back to Modesto.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
So this conversation happens in the van.
Yeah. So where are we going to perform? Well, you still work for Bank of the West, right? They've got the tallest building on the south side of town. We're going to do like the Beatles. We're going to do a rooftop show. You'll be able to get us in there, right? I guess.
I think instead of just in a one go while they're driving, this kind of happens in steps at different driving. So some of it's in the car, some of it's at a diner. You still work at that bank, right?
Yeah.
Like a truck stop diner. And then part of it's while they're getting gas.
Mm-hmm. Part of it's at fucking Eddie's World.
Oh, now I want the gummy candy.
It's a really big truck stop, essentially, on the way between LA and Vegas.
I feel like that's a good joke, too, because people that know Eddie's were like, how the fuck did... What?
Or they're in front of the big fucking, plaster dinosaur thing.
Mm-hmm.
From The Wizard. They're at a tourist trap having this conversation, because of course they're going to pull over and see, California's second largest ball of string. Shit like that.
The giant thermometer.
If they're coming back from Texas, the Grand Canyon. Yeah, the big thermometer in Death Valley.
In the background, cat falls in.
Never addressed.
Not commented on. Never addressed. Dog is taking his picture. And he's like, little to the left, to the left, to the left. Back to the right.
To the right! Up! Wait, shit!
I'm okay.
What movie did I steal that bit from? Is that Hot Shots Part 2?
I don't know. I'm kind of yes. That's when Rowan Atkinson dies at the end.
When he falls off the cliff and he's taking the picture and he tells him to stop spinning on his way down?
Yes.
Love that movie.
To avoid spoilers for Hot Shots Part 2, fast forward to now.
Okay, so they get to Modesto, and now we have our Act 3 bank robbery heist.
I think the
I think
transition
we just go right into it, right?
I think that I think that we need to do some setup for it. And the way we do that, the transition is the last bit of them starting their planning is picking a date. So they lay out a calendar. I'm just thinking of this as they grab a calendar from a rack at a gas station, put it on the counter, and point at the date. Smash cut to a different hand pointing at that same date on a calendar, saying, "This is the day we rob the bank. So let's get the plan in order." And they very quickly, you're on demolitions. You'll be working the drill into the vault. You got to cut the alarm, the phone lines. So we see the heisters plan their heist, and then cut back to our band.
So if we're not going to go straight into it, then I think we need to resolve some of the late Act 2 downs, specifically the dog and his daughter. So when they pick the date, they pick a date, and then he says, "Oh, no, that's my daughter's graduation." And then he lifts the hand and moves it one day over to the next day.
Okay.
So then, like you said, we see the same thing with the hand on that same date, and this is the day we get the bank. We meet them, and then I think we intercut here with our band getting back into their everyday lives. Mostly the dog just kind of sitting down with his daughter and having a heart to heart, and just "Honey, I know it's embarrassing for you, and I am truly sorry, and I get that. But then when you're my age, you'll understand there are parts of high school that I wish I could go back to. I'm jealous of you, and I'm so proud of you for getting through high school and all this stuff." And then they reconnect, and he goes to her graduation.
I think they should all go to her graduation. I think it should be the day. I think he should move it to the day before her graduation, because I think that can be
No, because they're in jail.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
I like the idea of them all going, because the divorced dad's also there because his daughter's graduating the same time.
Yes.
She's in the same class, so she's
want...
happy to have him there, and that wouldn't have been the case before.
I want divorced dad's daughter to be stereotypical goth.
Yeah. I like that.
I was thinking punk, but similar lines.
Yeah, she's a visibly alternative.
She sees her dad and gives a big smile and goofy wave, and then her goth friends look at her, and she just flips him the bird real quick, and then winks.
Yes.
A real, reconnection. Because he's definitely a more minor character. We don't need anything bigger.
Yeah.
But I want to have that scene with the dog and his daughter. And the cat is there. They run into him at the graduation. "Why are you here?" He's "Well, a lot of people need Ubers home from this thing, so I figure..." All right. And I think the cock isn't there.
I think he is, but he's in the parking lot in the van. And it's clear that he's being nonchalant about it.
He's at the high school, but he's down the band hallway, reminiscing.
Yeah. It's clear that he's trying to be nonchalant, but they're "It's nice that you came to support us."
Yeah.
He's in the auditorium when graduation is on an outdoor stage in the football field. He's inside in the auditorium reminiscing about the Battle of the Bands, and we hear some of that his memories in voiceover.
Yeah, and he's flashing back. Even flashes back to, "And in 7th place, the Minutemen." And he was so proud. And he's looking back fondly on that moment.
And maybe we can off to the side see there's a list of the bands, and there's only 6, including the Minutemen.
Yeah. They
came in 7th out of 6.
I like it.
I don't think that we verbally tell that joke. I think we just let that one be there in the background to...
Yeah, it'll be one that on IMDb under Goofs it appears, but we meant it.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
And then intercut with this as well is the bank robbers. We see them gearing up, and they've got their their ropes and their electronic equipment and their, like, explosive devices and stuff as they're loading their van. And then we cut to our guys loading their van with the instruments and the wires and equipment. And they pull into opposite sides of the bank at the same time. Oh my god. So we see the bank robbers trying to get into the bank, and he's like, we have 30 seconds until the alarm goes off to disarm it. There's a panel over here. It'll take us about 25 seconds to get there. That gives us 5 seconds to plug in the scrambler and get the code. And they enter at the exact same time as the ass, like, turns the key in the front door, and he's like, hold on, let me just get the alarm code real quick. Boop, 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 boop. So we see the criminals panicking, trying to get the thing, like, do we have the time to do it? But it's already disarmed.
Yes. As someone that works at a financial institution, that is accurate.
So Ass deactivates the alarm, and with the scrambler, the criminals don't recognize that they actually just turned it back on.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because then the alarm has to go off later.
Like, he plugs in the scrambler into the port at the bottom of the alarm keypad, says alarm off. Great, let's go. And then they start moving towards the vault, and then we see it turn alarm on.
Yes.
But by this time, they're already, like, getting up on the roof and plugging stuff in.
Yeah. What's
the triumphant return of the PA? What is the moment that he comes back?
The cock is afraid of heights.
He doesn't know what they're doing yet.
Of course he does. He's the PA. He knows everything.
No, but he left. He left before they made the plans.
He has, like, a tracker on.
He's still getting their emails.
He got the flyer for the show.
Yes. The cock hand-mailed him one.
Or just an email blast.
Yes. I want there to be, like, a slightly personal touch to the one that the cock sends.
I think that the actual specific moment when he comes back, the cock should be climbing up the ladder to the roof, and the ladder shakes and he gets scared. And then when the ladder stops shaking, he looks down and there's the PA holding it. I knew I could count on you to support me. I always do.
Maybe it's not...
Now go knock 'em dead.
Well, they're already on the roof. Like, the roof is just like a staircase that leads up to it. But maybe there's like a tower on top, like an antenna of some sort, that they need to plug into or something. Like, I'm trying to think, like,
okay.
I love that idea. I'm just trying to make logical sense.
See, I thought that they were using a ladder to get onto the roof. I didn't think of...
No, they're already
like
in the
fire.
Building.
Yeah, they get into the building, no problem. And there's roof access, because it's the tallest building in Modesto, so they go up to the 15th floor, or whatever that would be, and then there's roof access from there.
Yeah.
No, see, I was thinking it's not the tallest building in Modesto.
Sorry, tallest building in South Modesto.
It's the right size building. Like how Abbey Road Studios wasn't the tallest building in that part of London.
Yeah. But they used it because they had access to it.
15 stories is too high. You can't see the roof from the ground.
Oh, so like 3 stories, 4 stories.
Yeah, like something high enough to get attention but low enough to be seen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, then maybe there is one of those, because I know my warehouse has a ladder to get to the roof, like, but it's inside the building. So it'd be on the top floor, there's a ladder in the corner. And he's like, oh, I'm scared of heights. And the other 3 guys are on the top, and his like foot slips or something, and the ladder starts shaking, and then the PA grabs the ladder and says, "You can do this, boss."
Thought you were on PTO.
Yeah, came back early. There's work to be done. And then the A-Team theme plays as they set up on the roof, and also as they're cracking the vault.
And then an alarm at police headquarters
goes off.
So then I think this part's just like a music video. They count off 1, 2, 3, 4. They start playing something cool.
Yeah.
I think this is the opposite of the baseball stadium one, where that was all from the perspective of the audience. This is all from the perspective of Delusion Town.
It only sounds good.
Yeah.
So they're playing the best bop we can get for this movie.
This is the original TMBG.
They're playing, and like during like an instrumental bit, like the first instrumental bit after the first chorus, they see the cops roll in, and like maybe one looks at the other like, the cops are here, and the other guy's like, just like the Beatles! We made it! The PA's giving them the thumbs up, like, we got this! And then they go into the second verse and chorus, And then, like, as this is happening, we also see the robbers, like, they got the bags full of money, and they go to the front door, and there's all the cops lining up with guns drawn. And then, like, the instrumental going into the bridge. It's like, oh man, they got a lot of firepower down there. Are you sure we're going to be okay? It's like, this is just a misdemeanor. It's just a noise ordinance, if anything. Keep going, keep going. You're doing great. And the PA who's been live streaming the concert turns around and sees that, like, something's happening and starts live streaming the fucking foiling of the heist by the police.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then they finish the song. The police, like, get up to the roof.
As they're climbing up to the roof, I want the cock to deliver that John Lennon line.
I was
think it
about to
John.
say, the cock misremembers the... Thank you for the encore. We hope we passed the music. Wait, shit, what did he say? Yeah.
No, I want to play that one straight. I want to thank you on behalf of the band and myself, and I sincerely hope we pass the audition.
And then he gets speared by a cop.
No, I want to say, I hope we pass the audition. Our next number is a hit from our upcoming album, and then he gets tackled by a cop.
From our upcoming album, The Cock, the Ass, the Cat, and the Dog. That's where he put it in. Yeah, and then speared by a cop. And then the next beat...
I think this just rolls right to credits. With our credits being like, I know they literally did it in Blues Brothers, but there can be no other song but Jailhouse Rock. As they get their, like, mugshots taken, and they don't seem to fully understand that it's mugshots, because these are glamour shots.
How about I Fought the Law and the Law Won?
Okay.
Instead of Jailhouse Rock. So they do that. They do their mugshots like glamour shots. And as they're playing, we get montages of each of the characters and where they go from here. Like, we see visiting hours with the PA, and we can assume the cock's lawyer. The dog makes bail and is with his family. The divorced dad gets a visit from his daughter. And the, I don't know, I think the cat's just doing fine. Or the cat, like, Rube Goldberg something at the yard to start a race war. One or the other.
The cat's secretly in Shawshank Redemption somehow.
Like he leans on the basketball net and it falls over and lands on, like, one of the Crips, and he assumes one of the KKK members did it, and then, like, the Latin Kings get involved, and he just, like, mindlessly walks away like, wasn't me? Yeah. Is that a movie? Did we do it?
I think so.
Cool.
I have 2 casting suggestions.
Okay.
Okay.
For the cock, Dave Bautista. Old, charming, plays delusional super well.
I can get behind it.
And for one of the others, I'm not totally sure which, Kyle Gass.
I'm okay with Kyle Gass.
Right.
Because I thought Jack Black, and I was like, that's so obvious.
That's why I went Kyle Gass.
Kyle Gass, he'd have to be the divorced dad.
Yeah, I was thinking he's got either divorced dad or...
And the cat, I want fucking, shit, what's his name? Office Space, the stapler guy.
Oh,
Stephen Root.
Stephen Root.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, is this the same guy I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Stephen Root.
So, the only one we need is... Dog?
Yeah, the dog. And this is the character that's gonna, like, carry the movie.
Yeah, it needs to be like a J.K. Simmons type, but he's too serious.
Yeah. We also need the Cox assistant.
RDJ is too young looking.
Yeah.
But I want someone with that kind of energy. Ruffalo?
We need to go... Because you gotta remember, like, 50s to 60s here.
Yes, Ruffalo is that old. I'm pretty sure.
He doesn't look it, though. He doesn't have that energy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Ruffalo's actually older than Gas. Wait, they're doing a Masters of the Universe?
Yeah, I saw that too.
But like a serious one?
Yeah, I saw that too. Oh, what about like a Bryan Cranston?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's got dad energy, he can play silly.
Mark?
I love it.
The other one I saw that's in that age range is Stanley Tucci. But I think Bryan Cranston for the dad energy.
Yeah, like Hal from...
Yeah. But also we know he has the range because of Breaking Bad and all that, so...
Yeah. Okay, so...
And then the PA.
I was going to say, suggestion for the PA, especially because they call him, like, the little guy, Jason Momoa.
Not the build. I don't want him and Batista on screen together.
That's fair.
Because there has to be a bit of a power dynamic there.
What's the couple that we keep seeing in movies and we're like, man, that would probably be really fun to watch. I just don't want to watch that type of movie. Is it actually Momoa and Batista?
It might be. We cast him in everything, so not him, but a Chalamet type.
Ugh. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I was thinking like a Jim Rash type.
Oh, you were thinking something completely different.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting the PA to be of a different generation. Like,
yeah, I want...
very much younger.
Yeah, I want the
Yeah,
PA...
that's why I said a Jim Rash type, like a younger... Oh, how about...
What about Barry Keoghan?
Maybe. If not him, what about Michael Cera?
I don't hate Michael Cera.
What about Jim Parsons?
I think he's too old.
I love the idea, but he's too Sheldon.
Well, give him a chance to not be Sheldon.
True.
But he's also...
I mean...
He's also only
what's his
5
name?
years younger than our actors.
He's in his 50s?
He's born in 73!
Holy shit, he's old. What was that, Mark? Barry Keoghan was in Calm with Horses.
Yes, he's the fucking main guy.
I didn't realize he was in that movie. That movie fucking ripped.
Just to back up a second, because I needed to Google my response to a thing that you had said. He's too Sheldon. Daniel Radcliffe was too Harry Potter. Until we gave him a chance to do things that aren't Harry Potter.
This isn't that much different from Sheldon, though, is the thing.
Now, if anything, he's not Harry Potter enough.
I get what you're saying, but this character isn't far enough from... Because, like, Daniel Radcliffe went from playing Harry Potter to... Was he the corpse, or was he the guy hanging out with the farting corpse in Swiss Army Man?
He was the farting corpse.
He went from Harry Potter to a farting corpse. So, this isn't a farting corpse, is my point. But I understand what you're saying, and I agree. He does need a chance to expand beyond that.
My issue with Jim Parsons is age. He's not young, and there's not enough of a gap between him and our old guys.
Why is this the hardest character to figure out? Alright, how old is the kid from Young Sheldon?
I mean, if we're gonna do that, why don't we just pull fucking the good doctor himself?
No. I was mostly joking.
What's his fucking name?
Freddie Highmore?
Yes.
How about... I was going to say Jack Lancaster. I think Jack Lancaster the third. The one who played Jim in the Weird Al story. Connor on the bear.
Yeah. Okay, I see it.
You said Jim Lancaster?
Jack.
Lancaster. What is this picture from? Oh, it's from Weird. Yeah. No, that's a good shout.
That's about the face I want for, like, a PA that can magically do just about everything that you ask in a comedy.
Yeah.
For the daughters, I feel like just yank the two leads from Wednesday.
Or just, like, that's a big casting call for young actresses.
Yeah.
And I want to have one stunt cast for the leader of the criminal gang that's doing the heist.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren.
Excellent. Perfect. No notes.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was doing, like, fucking Old Spice ads, wasn't he?
We should really just pull, like, an Expendables for this one scene.
He was in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
He's only, like, he's not even 70 yet. He could be one of the band. No, but I like the idea of the criminal gang also being actors in their 60s, and Dolph Lundgren being one of them, I think is a great shout.
Yes.
Him being the lead.
Now I'm just sad, because I just feel like Bruce Willis would be so good.
He would. Oh. Alright. Title, The Minutemen is what I have.
There's already a rock band called the Minutemen.
Shit!
You know what? Let's go back to the source material. They're the Bray Men.
We have no tying. There's no reason to have that name, though, other than the
No,
source
there's
material.
not. It's except instead of spelling it like Bremen the town, it's the Bray Men, and they use as a logo a braying jackass.
I like it.
Yeah, that works.
And I'm not suggesting that for the title of the film, unless we can't think of anything better.
Like, part of me thinks the studio would change the name to Old Rockers or something along those lines, no matter what we'd say.
Yeah.
If this was 10 years ago in the age of Bad Grandpa, like, Bad Rockers, I'm okay with the Bray Men.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
For a biopic, not a biopic, a comedy about a fictional band, just using the fictional band's name, a la, like, a Sing Street.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the poster would be the logo of the band.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just like a somewhat stylized, a little bit cartoonish brain donkey head with like Liberty spikes.
Yes, absolutely.
And the text on the poster looks like an old like an 80s tour poster or gig poster.
Yeah.
You know the look I'm talking about? Yeah, I like that.
So then when does this premiere? This kind of feels like a summer movie to me.
Yeah, I was going to say like May, June. Get the kids right as they're coming out of high school.
Yeah. Especially considering it's supposed to be like graduation time.
Yeah. Because you know what kids coming out of high school love? Old men stories.
Confronting their own mortality.
But I mean, a wacky comedy about a shitty band. That's Universal, if you ask me.
Is that who we're getting to try to make this?
Universal, Warner, whoever wants to pay.
So then I guess the only thing left to do is to start calling up Kiss FM and requesting songs and dedicating this entire prompt until it gets played on air and someone in Hollywood hears it. But until then, this has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories, and we've been your hosts, Mark Lucas,
Billy Beck,
and Cody Beck.
And we'll see you at the movies.